fighting zone to be declared in rural Tari. India gives to quake-affected areas. And plans for agriculture in Kundiawa-Gembogl.
This is the National EMTV News with Helen Sayer.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. This is Wednesday's news. First, an update on the killings in Tari, Hela province. EMTV News can confirm the total death toll from recent killings in the Hela province has risen to 23. The murders happened in the Tagali local level government area between Sunday and Monday. On Monday morning, 16 women and children in Ccda village were hacked to death. They included 2 unborn babies. On Sunday, 7 people, 4 men and 3 women were killed in Munima village. The attacks are reported to be part of tribal clashes ongoing for over 20 years and involving multiple clans. Hela Provincial Administrator William Bando called a law and order committee meeting yesterday in Tari to plan out a course of action. He has also called for the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary Command to recall the Tari-based police mobile squad currently based at the ExxonMobil site at Hides, as there are only 40 police officers covering the province. Prime Minister and Tari Pori MP James Marape on his Facebook page today stated that in memory of the innocents who continue to die at the hands of criminals, he will use the full length of the law to see that justice is served with a mention of the death penalty. The Prime Minister is expected to hold a formal press conference in the coming days to address the issue. Matang police have recaptured 2 wanted escapees who were on the run after escaping from lawful custody. Provincial Police Commander Chief Inspector Ben Neneo says the 2 identified as Weber Douglas, 24, and Rhodes Pico, 25, were both apprehended over the weekend by a police response unit. The 2 escapees were formally arrested and charged and taken to Beyond Jail.
On Saturday, police in Matang recaptured 2 wanted criminals identified as Weber Douglas, 24, from Raikos and Rhodes Pico, 25, from Manus Province. Police say 24-year-old Weber Douglas was convicted by the district court and was sentenced to 9 months for being in possession of a homemade gun in October 2016. Police raided his place identified at Balasico based on intel they received and apprehended the escapee. While on the same day, another escapee, Rhodes Pico, aged 25 from Manus Province, was sighted in town by a police unit who was on patrol. The escapee was caught and taken to the police station where he was formally arrested and charged. He is now detained at Matang's Beyond Jail. PPC Neneo says escapee Rhodes Pico was arrested last year for an armed robbery and was detained at Talidik police cell where he broke out and escaped. Neneo adds Pico is wanted by police for a string of armed robberies in Matang, including the most recent armed robbery at Castle Agency where 40,000 kina in cash was stolen. He was also charged for previous offenses and detained at Beyond Jail for formal investigations by the Criminal Investigation Division on a number of other recent robberies. Martha Louise, National EMTV News, Matang.
When the February earthquake hit the 5 provinces in PNG last year, the Indian government also wanted to offer assistance. Unfortunately, by the time negotiations were complete, the Indian general elections took place. Just recently, the Indian government was finally able to give more than just money towards aid for the earthquake-affected areas.
The Indian government has given $1 million to assist with earthquake-affected areas in terms of recovery and rebuilding the communities again. It has been over a year since the devastating quake hit about 5 provinces in the country. However, the memory and experience will forever linger in our minds. When the earthquake happened last year, the Indian government stepped in to help. Discussions were held between the PNG High Commission in New Delhi, Indian counterparts, and the PNG Emergency Controller regarding specific assistance that might be offered. Unfortunately, by the time negotiations were complete, the Indian general elections were underway.
So it is with some great pleasure that we arrive here today to this handover ceremony, as both sides have worked tirelessly to make the ceremony a reality.
PNG and India are members of the Regional Integrated Multi-Hazard Early Warning System, which is a platform for integrated regional cooperation among the 26 member countries in Africa and Asia Pacific. The membership provides a platform for further collaboration and cooperation. The Pacific Island nations have proposed and are in discussions for a regional facility.
To address the impacts of natural disaster through an approach of upfront investment with emphasis on building resilience to mitigate climate change and combat the effects of natural disaster.
Defense Minister Saki Soloma assured the High Commissioner, saying,
All funds will be quarantined in a separate trust account and full acquittal given to the Indian High Commission.
Since the earthquake, the affected areas are still in recovery phase, in which achieving water resilience is a big priority.
One of the problems we had when that earthquake struck across those 5 provinces was that a lot of the streams were got mud and debris into them, and the water was unusable. So, and the tanks that were there simply busted because a lot of them were there from the colonial era.
Defense Minister Soloma mentioned that the disasters, while testing, can be effectively managed with regional partners like India.
I would like to pursue discussions regarding possible Government of India support to strengthen our national disaster preparedness and management capacities.
Lilian Sopera-Kinea, National EMTV News.
National Emergency Controller Dr. Bill Hamblin has confirmed that the PNG government will be allocating $500,000 kina to the Manam volcanic eruption relief and 5 million kina towards the Ulawun volcano relief. The National Disaster Centre has sent a helicopter to West New Britain to transport the Rabaul volcanologist onto Mount Ulawun. That is so, instrumentation can be fixed and used to determine whether there will be more eruptions. In the meantime, populations are advised to stay away from the affected area.
This week at least, nobody should be going near that volcano because we haven't got the report, and there are significant chances of pyroclastic flows and mudslides coming down those mountains if it rains heavily. So if you're in the gully and that mudslide comes down there, you could be buried in it, so they should not go near it.
You're watching National EMTV News. Still ahead, an update on Simon Sear's charge and an initiative on supporting local farmers in Mount Hagen. Details after the break. Welcome back. The Farmers and Settlers Association in Morobe Province are concerned about the level of upgrades done on the Bulolo, Menyamya and Watut roads. In March, they petitioned 2 MPs in Morobe, including the governor, with demands to upgrade the road. The response was through an 11 million kina in funding from the Australian government under the Transport Sector Support Program, which saw the sealing of roads in parts of Morobe. But the association claims the Department of Works has only done grass cutting and vegetation control and not invested in filling up massive potholes along the highway. Meanwhile, Bulolo town has seen a massive road upgrade with the sealing of roads within the township and on the highway to Wau. Western Highlands Province is to become India's international yoga center for Papua New Guinea. Yoga is a form of physical exercise of the body and mind that also enhances health. It was first developed in India and is now practiced in many other countries. India's High Commissioner to PNG, Vijay Kumar, was in the provincial capital Mount Hagen this week to launch the 5th International Yoga Year.
A perfect Sunday morning at Mount Hagen Range. To the southwest, Sawa's Mount Kilauea, Papua New Guinea's second highest peak at over 13,000 feet. Hidden under the clouds is Mount Hagen City. To the southern corner and away from the bustles of activity, the registration of participants for an exercise that is rare and unique. It was held at the compound of ESA, an Indian construction company based in Mount Hagen. ESA also partly sponsored the 5th International Year of Yoga together with the Indian High Commission in PNG. High Commissioner Vijay Kumar, his wife and a yoga specialist attached to the mission here, Ajit Singh, were in Mount Hagen to lead the event and also promote the sport in the highlands. A good number of Indian and Filipinos in the Western Highlands took advantage. The event also drew the interest of local kids. Amongst adults was the chairman of the Provincial Education Board, Lawrence Penna.
Today I was very happy to see some of the local people joining us, including the students who also gave a impressive cultural performance. But I want more and more people joining us and benefiting from the yoga. And everyone can practice yoga, including children, male, female, people from all backgrounds and cultures can practice yoga. Yoga is easy to practice.
The Western Highlands Provincial Government has taken a keen interest in promoting yoga, even in schools, as not just a form of physical exercise, but a part of their health. High Commissioner Kumar has held talks with the Provincial Governor Pius Winty on this. Adelaide Sirks, Tari, National, EMTV News.
Simon Sia, the owner of Asia Pacific Investment Limited with the trading name as Bintang Gore in Goroka, Eastern Highlands, has been charged for misappropriation and money laundering. Police are alleging that Sia raised 2 checks totaling 5 million kina to his own company for the purchase of coffee-producing chemicals for a coffee factory at Konkua village. But police interrogations led to claims that the full funding, which was drawn down from former Kanantu MP and Director of Konkua Coffee Development Agency, Silom Beseo, was used for personal business. The matter was reported to police and Sia was apprehended and arrested. He is expected to appear for mention before the Waigani Committal Court this week. Kundiawa-Gembogl MP William Onglo is investing heavily into agriculture in his electorate to empower local farmers. Onglo recently presented a 500,000 kina check to partner with the Fresh Produce Development Agency to provide technical assistance to local farmers.
The presentation came 7 months after the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between Kundiawa-Gembogl District Development Authority and the Fresh Produce Development Agency. The Kundiawa-Gembogl DDA has invested 3.76 million kina into the agency to partner to support local farmers marketing their fresh produce and other cash crops to meet the demands of the agro-industry domestically and overseas.
Refineries over the actual energy that drives this world is the food.
A 1 million kina was committed by the DDA for the agency to supply seedlings, provide technical expertise to farmers, and provide logistical support and market to farmers to encourage them to grow bulb onion, coffee, strawberry, and Irish potato. The agency is also working on more strategies to identify model locations to have farmers grow their local produce. This is to minimize all the necessary costs on farmers so that they can concentrate on growing their fresh produce.
As much as we would like to secure the market, we will also have to be mindful of the challenges of the establishment.
The National Agricultural Research Institute is also based out of Gembogl in Chimbu Province. Their presence has helped locals plant different types of crops for both wet and dry seasons.
Good seeds and the low-cost fertilizer. In the highlands we have many coffee growers, it's a lot of coffee pulp.
Local farmer John Gereng, who grows huge bulb onions, encouraged other unemployed people to return to their villages and use their fertile land to grow local produce to earn a living.
Go all in ground, planting potato, planting onion,
all him living standard blue.
Local MP Onglo told his people that they will soon have a business arm under its District Development Authority to coordinate all commercial agricultural activities in the electorate. This is from nursery, planting, growing and harvesting of produce to packaging and selling it off to markets worldwide. Vasanata Yama, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
The Ccda regional consultation workshops are already underway in Alutau for the southern region. They will be discussing the Green Climate Fund and review the Climate Change Management Act 2015. Provincial Administrator Shan Numa said Ccda's engagement has now presented opportunities to build capacity at the provincial level. The Green Climate Fund is specifically established to provide financial support to countries who are most vulnerable to the adverse impacts of climate change. The Management Act review will provide an opportunity to realign with existing policy framework to ensure these are relevant both in country and internationally. This is the final round of the regional workshops being held around the country. The PNG Fashion Week for this year was launched yesterday with the announcement of upcoming events as well as new sponsors and partnerships. With the Fashion Week scheduled to start in October, Managing Director Phil Makelegai said the main aim of the platform is to create space for local designers to showcase and market their products at the local and international level.
Thank you so much. I want to just...
The 2019 PNG Fashion Week is set for 7th to 12th October with the theme Cultural Renaissance. This platform is more than just runways in one night. According to Managing Director Phil Makelegai, the Fashion Week will run from the 7th to 8th October with the Essence Festival, a creative and cultural expo to showcase PNG music, fashion and design. Following that will be the Dream Show commercial runway featuring great fashion designers. On the 11th and 12th October, PNG Fashion Week will showcase products and designs of emerging and established designers.
My platform has the theme this year of Cultural Renaissance. That's the theme for Fashion Week this year, Cultural Renaissance. What I want to do is inspire our people to look at their culture differently and to export it onto textile in this century, to take our art and make it and put it on textile and fabric and export it to the world.
Among sponsors of the PNG Fashion Week, Digicel joined becoming the gold sponsor for this year's Fashion Week. A check of 30,000 kina was presented. The designers for the fashion show will be selected from Alutau, Kokopo, Enga, Lei and Goroka, making a total of 5 designers to join the show. With a lot of designers and platforms emerging within the fashion industry, it gives an opportunity to designers to market their designs and products. Among partners, PNG Fashion Week has partnered with the Commonwealth Fashion Council, making them a part of an international body.
We want to give our artists, our designers, our people an opportunity to showcase what they can do to help them to level up to the next level of their production, of their ideas, of their thoughts, and bring them to an international level, because Papua New Guinea is capable of competing on a world stage.
Fashion and design is becoming a growing industry in the country, igniting international attention, which creates a hub for fashion tourism. With attention and growth comes issues, and one faced by the fashion industry is the copying of designs and creating counterfeits. This is something the designers have to consult relevant laws and enforcement authorities to protect their work.
Find ways to protect their particular designs and their products, because like anything, once you put it out there, it's out for public consumption and people can copy it, and that's a sad thing.
Patricia Kiamo, National EMTV News.
A local school teacher from Undercombe Primary School in Marawaka, Eastern Highlands Province, told EMTV News in late today that Marawaka has been missing out on basic government services over the past years. Marawaka is located in the Obura-Woninara district, Yelia local level government. It shares borders with Gulf Province and Morobe Province. The teacher, Kude Call, said Marawaka is one of the difficult places in Eastern Highlands to reach. It is only accessible by air transport.
Road accessibility to the road and mi plus aksim long menyamnya side mi plaza ko bari kama solo menyamnya naksim karlo up na kamlo le na mi plaza ko bari ko solo wana me ko solo kainan tuna golsem emi no close to 1 week ya ba ko bari long plap osena mi plaza osem service mi plaza aksim lo Eastern Highlands it's only by air transport na road mi token na ino close to lo ko bari lo ando kombi ko longoroka or you go close to nearest long Ayura, where government station problem stop long and I'm longer to mass. Okay. This like enough. Balu simple as a mem. Lo 30 minutes flight from Andokombi to Gorokam. It's only 450 kina. One blaman. And too much. And big lot of mass lomidla. Na lo wanemia. Lo saliam lo coffee bag lo ngoroka lo 1 kilogram em fokina 30 lo 1 bag na coffee price lo ngoroka mi to kolse mi to binisem fokina lo coffee price na lukim ogara mani mi blagsim balu se bagsimia.
This is Wednesday's news. When we come back, we'll take a look at stories making headlines overseas. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the news. Turning overseas now, President Trump is standing by his Labor Secretary despite growing calls for Alex Acosta to resign. He's under scrutiny for a plea deal he struck with multimillionaire and sex offender Jeffrey Epstein back in 2018 when Acosta was a U.S. attorney in Florida.
Thank you very much.
Tonight, President Trump appears to be standing by his embattled Labor Secretary, Alex Acosta, at least for now.
I can tell you that for 2.5 years, he's been just an excellent Secretary of Labor. He's done a fantastic job.
The president appeared to diminish Acosta's role as a federal prosecutor in a 2008 plea agreement for multimillionaire Jeffrey Epstein, who is facing new charges of running a child sex ring in Florida that includes accusations of abusing teenage girls.
I do hear that there were a lot of people involved in that decision, not just him. I can only say this from what I know, and what I do know is that he's been a great, really great Secretary of Labor. The rest of it we'll have to look at. We'll have to look at it very carefully.
The president also downplayed his own relationship with Epstein.
Well, I knew him like everybody in Palm Beach knew him. I mean, people in Palm Beach knew him. He was a fixture in Palm Beach. I had a falling out with him a long time ago. I don't think I've spoken to him for 15 years. I wasn't a fan. So I feel very badly, actually, for Secretary Acosta because I've known him as being somebody that works so hard and has done such a good job. I feel very badly about that whole situation.
But that's not the whole story. Back in 2002, the president told New York Magazine, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it, Jeffrey enjoys his social life." Democrats are accusing the secretary of shielding Epstein from a tougher sentence.
I am calling on Secretary Acosta to resign. It is now impossible for anyone to have confidence in Secretary Acosta's ability to lead the Department of Labor. If he refuses to resign, President Trump should fire him.
Secretary Acosta tweeted in his own defense, saying the crimes committed by Epstein are horrific, and I am pleased that New York prosecutors are moving forward with a case based on new evidence. Republicans say they're awaiting more information.
There's nothing new that we didn't know before he was confirmed by the Senate.
As to Secretary Acosta's continued service, he serves at the pleasure of the president, and I'm inclined to defer to the president to make that decision.
Don't know enough about it to see.
Away from those controversies, a crucial debate played out at an appeals court over the future of Obamacare. The Republican-appointed judges on that appeals court suggested that Obamacare, which protects people with pre-existing conditions, may no longer be constitutional after President Trump and GOP lawmakers stripped out the individual mandate from that law. All of that means another crucial Obamacare case could be heading back to the Supreme Court just in time for the 2020 election.
Coming up in Chukai Sports Up next, some updates on the Pacific Games in Apia, Samoa. Stay tuned for that.
Tukai Sports.
Welcome to Chukai Sports. The PNG men's basketball team comfortably beat opponents Tahiti in a very physical encounter. PNG went on to win 93 points to 51 at the end of the fourth quarter.
It was expected to be a tough and close encounter between both countries. PNG was confident heading into the match after an easy win over Solomon Islands in the first day of competition, while the Tahitians were hoping to get their first win.
Yeah, good start to the tournament. So two solid wins. Solomon Islands Monday, Tahiti today. So yeah, put ourselves in a good position, but not getting too far ahead. We got a big match up with Fiji on Friday.
In the first quarter, PNG and Tahiti stood head-to-head in the first 5 minutes, with both teams pressing in attack and strong in defense.
And whoever gets off to a hot start first will probably win this one, but it depends on who can maintain. And already a Riri Morale.
The experience of the Wright brothers, Apia Muri and Mathi Lei, was what got PNG off to a good start, ending the first quarter with the scores at 27-15.
Rebound of Jackie.
Liam,
in the second quarter, fouls from the Tahitians contributed to PNG extending their lead and scoring 21 points with the free throws they had.
Connie all the way over the big man. He gets fouled and he hit the deck real hard.
Wow.
Right? Incredibly good team to watch.
PNG was also good in defense, letting Tahiti score only 8 points in the second quarter. PNG's Robert Kave was taken off the court early in the match after falling and spraining his knee.
Strapping there, let's have a look at it.
Kave missed most of the first half but returned in the third quarter, where PNG continued their dominance, with Liam Wright scoring a few three-pointers and young Cornelius Muri and Moses Apiko clinical with their passes, assists and scoring a few baskets.
Great pass inside, won't take it, they give it to Liam. Liam knocks in the three.
Kave was later taken off the court midway through the third quarter. Lloyd Wright was also benched by Coach Kalu after conceding 4 personal fouls.
Prevent him from playing again, get the eyes on him, get him ready for the next couple of games.
The game was pretty much over at the end of the third quarter after PNG scored 32 more points to lead 80 points to 34. In the fourth quarter, PNG was only able to score 13 points, while Tahiti tried to fight back, scoring a few three-pointers, eventually losing to PNG 51 points to 93.
Thanks for everyone back home in Papua New Guinea for the support. The boys are doing a really good job making everybody proud. We're not where we want to be yet. Got a few games to go, but we'll keep chipping away at it and making sure we represent the right way. Go team!
Elijah Levet, National EMTV Sports.
In weightlifting, Commonwealth champion Moria Barrow raked in 3 more gold medals for PNG after lifting a total of 284 kilograms. Solomon Islands took out silver, while Samoa took home the bronze medal.
Since the start of the weightlifting event at the 2019 Pacific Games in Samoa, Day 1 took off to a good start, with Dika Toa winning the first gold medal for PNG before raking in a total of 3 gold medals. In Day 2 of the men's division, Commonwealth and Oceania champion Moria Barrow carried the momentum in his respective lifts of the snatch and clean and jerk. Starting off successfully with snatch, Moria outlifted his closest opponents from Solomon Islands and Samoa. In the final of the clean and jerk, Moria managed to lift 160 kg, which brought his final total to 284 kg. Solomon Islands took out silver, while bronze was awarded to host nation Samoa, and gold to Moria Baru, who snatched 124 kg successfully.
So 124 snatched by this man, equaling his Commonwealth record, which he set back in Chiang Mai earlier in this year. In fact, it was in February in Chiang Mai that he did that, the 124. So in pretty good form.
For the clean and jerk event, again Solomon Islands took out the silver medal for a total of 226, while Samoa took out the bronze medal for a total lift of 210 kg.
And boy, what a performance by this guy. Record-breaking performance. Incredible. New Commonwealth senior record in the clean and jerk.
And breaking the Commonwealth and Oceania record was Moria Baru, again bagging his third gold for PNG for lifting a total of 284.
And the 2019 Pacific Games champion from Papua New Guinea is Moria Baru.
Godwin Eki, National EMTV Sports.
Really good news there for PNG, thanks to our champion Moria Baru. We're going to cross live to Apia, Samoa now, where we have Dini Rose Raiko standing by with the man of the moment, Moria Baru. Dini Rose, more gold today.
Hi Helen, I'm here right now with our gold medalist for the day, Moria Baru. Moria, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling right now? 5 gold medals, 3 of them Pacific Games gold medal, and the other 2 Commonwealth Games and Oceania record medals. Wonderful. How are you feeling?
It's so amazing. I've been working hard for this 3 gold medals and plus the Commonwealth Championship medal and the Oceania medal. So yeah, I'm very, very, very happy because I've been working hard for these medals and I'm proud of myself.
That's wonderful. Any message for our people back home?
Thank you for your support and I love you, PNG.
All right, now from here on, what's in the horizon? What are you looking forward to?
After this, we'll be going back and training for another 6 weeks for a World Championship in Thailand. Yes.
Well, all the best to you then. One last time, please put up the gold medals so Papua New Guinea can see all 3 for the Pacific Games and the record-breaking medals.
Yeah, so these 3 are Pacific Games medals, gold medals, and these 2 are one from the Commonwealth Championship and one from the Oceania Championship gold medals.
How fantastic is that? Back to you, Helen.
Trukai Sports returns with more updates from the Pacific Games in Apia, Samoa after these messages.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. Now we're going to cross over live to Apia, Samoa again, where Dini Rose Raiko has another guest, Team PNG's General Manager Anzela Miro. Over to you, Dini.
Stand by. Thanks again, Helen. I'm here now with the general manager for Team PNG, Anzela Miro, and she will give us an overview of what panned out today. Anzela, thank you very much for joining me. Tell me, how did PNG do today? I know we have a number of successful events today.
Yes, we did. Our medal events for today was VAA, and our women's team in the V6 got a bronze today. And we also had weightlifting. Moria Baru had 3 gold medals today in the snatch, clean and jerk, and overall. So that was our win for Team PNG today.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, what's coming up tomorrow? What are we expecting? I know there's some more medal events coming up.
Yes, we do. We have a gold event tomorrow for squash men's team. They're playing New Caledonia tomorrow, and we also have squash women's team. They will be playing for the bronze against Fiji tomorrow.
Well, all the best to Team PNG then. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back to you, Helen.
Thank you, Dini Rose. Team PNG's men's and women's beach volleyball teams both bagged wins in their matches today, securing themselves spots in the elimination round tomorrow, although for now it is still anyone's game.
Our strongest competition
competitors will be Vanuatu and American Samoa. That's the only strong. That's the only strongest that I have observed.
The women's team is calm and collected right now as both Emily Bai and Zoe Awadu await their meet tomorrow against the winner of Samoa versus Solomon Islands match. Today's win makes it their third straight win after beating Marshall Islands by 2 sets, pushing them to the top of the ladder.
All of you watching MTV, and stay tuned with MTV and keep watching beach volleyball, follow beach volleyball, and we need your prayers. Go Team PNG, one team, one dream.
While there is a strong possibility of a finals playoff, Emily and Zoe knows that the defending gold medalist, the American Samoa, will not be an easy opponent.
I'm feeling more confident than when we first started yesterday. It was a slow start, but feeling confident, and now that we're getting into the eliminations, it's, how should I say this? Helping us to push ourselves to try to do better than the games that we've played previously. Yeah. It would be Australia. What else? What other countries are there? Tahiti, maybe? I'm not sure about which teams are going to make it into the finals, but we just expect any team, as a chance. It's anyone's game, so.
The men's team, on the other hand, comprises of Loy Wallo and Richard Buttery, who have maintained a dominance since Monday, opening the campaign with a win against the Northern Marianas 2-1. And are also looking to take on Australia at 10 a.m. Samoa time tomorrow. Dinero Striker, National, MTV News, Apia, Samoa.
The PNG men's football team secured another grueling win against Vanuatu this afternoon. PNG beat Vanuatu 2-0. We'll bring you that story later in the bulletin. Now, weather details after the break.
True Kai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus. With you always.
A look at the weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow in the southern region. Fine in Port Moresby, Daru, Alutau and Popondetta, and mostly fine in Kerma. In the Momase region, fine although cloudy in Lae, mostly fine in Matang, a shower or two in Wewak and Vanimo.
With you always.
The New Guinea Islands region, a shower or two in Lorengau and Kavieng, and showers in Kokopo, Rabaul, Kimbe and Buka. And in the Highlands region, fine weather, apart from morning fog right across the region in Mount Hagen, Goroka, Kundiawa, Mendi and Wabag. Weather forecast for tonight, strong wind warning, current for coastal waters of southern PNG Indonesian border through Torres Strait and Daru to Kiwai Island to Kerma, to Yule Island to Hood Point, Arama Coast to all of Milne Bay Islands to Cape Vogel to Finschhafen through Dampier and Vitia Straits to Siasi Island. A look at the forecast for small ships. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border through Torres Strait and Daru to Kiwai Island to Kerma, to Yule Island to Hood Point, Arama Coast to Samari Island with waters of eastern and western Milne Bay Islands with waters of eastern and western Milne Bay Islands, including waters of New Ireland and Bougainville with waters of eastern West New Britain seas of 2.5 to 3 meters. Waters of Finschhafen through Vitias and Dampier Straits to Siasi Islands to Long Island seas of 3 to 3.5 meters. And waters of Long Island to Medang to Bogia, Wewak, Aitape to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border seas of 0.5 to 1.5 meters. I'll look at the ocean forecast for PNG areas in the Coral Sea. Seas rough with southeast winds at 25 to 34 knots. In the Solomon Sea, seas rough with southeast winds at 25 to 34 knots with gusts reaching 48 knots over southeast sector. In the Bismarck Sea, seas rough to high seas with southeast winds at 25 to 34 knots. And in the Pacific Ocean, seas rough with south to southwest winds at 25 to 34 knots.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus. With you always.
And before we go, the PNG men's football team is one step away from winning gold. They beat Vanuatu this afternoon, PNG time 2-0.
The match between the two countries was set to be a definite thriller. However, PNG got off to an early lead after veteran Raymond Gunamba slotted one past the keeper from a penalty just off the 18-yard box.
Gunamba here. That's a decent effort, and that's a very fine goal by Raymond Gunamba. Beautiful free kick. He had an outstanding game against this Samoa.
Continuous pressure from PNG kept Vanuatu's defense on their feet.
Together, that's the captain.
A through ball saw Raymond Gunamba charge towards the goal mouth, where he was met by Vanuatu's keeper and defender and brought down in a nasty hit.
Raymond Gunamba and Brian Kaltak and Chico had a lot of strength as well. And Mansale could have ended up a certain amount of pain after that collision.
As Gunamba was checked on the sidelines, a PNG corner was awarded, which saw Emmanuel Simon curve the ball from the corner into the goal mouth, scoring PNG's second goal.
That's been threatening to happen, and Papua New Guinea have doubled their lead just 4 minutes before half-time.
Vanuatu had a few opportunities but failed to score. The score remained 2-0 at half-time. In the second half, Gunamba was forced off the field due to an injury and replaced by Ate Kepo. Vanuatu was quick in their attack, threatening PNG's backline. Vanuatu had an opportunity to score but was caught offside.
And is that a goal for Vanuatu, or is it going to be disallowed? It's going to be ruled out. The offside flag, I think, has gone up.
PNG also had a few opportunities to extend the lead, but the ball could not find the back of the net. The game got intense as the referee dished out several yellow cards to players from both sides, while a Vanuatu player was given a red. Though Vanuatu was a player short, they still continued to press in attack, while PNG mostly defended. PNG was able to hold off Vanuatu to win 2-0. Elijah Levet, National EMTV Sports.
And that's been the news, sport and weather for today, Wednesday, the 10th of July 2019. On behalf of the entire EMTV News team, pleasant viewing. Good night.